Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Star versus the Force of Evil, which we'll be getting into today. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall,
Hey y'all.
Sam Quattro,
Hello.
and April Collins.
Hi.
Today, Delaney, Sam, April, and I are getting into the first day of Starvember, the Star versus the Force of Evil marathon 2-week event in November. The first two episodes / one episode aired tonight and were put up on the app this morning. Scent of Hoodie and Rest in Pudding. So we'll be recapping those, as we'll be recapping all of Starvember here on the Overly Animated Podcast. You can find us at overlyanimated.com or search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. We're also here live on video on YouTube. If you're watching us live, hello.
Yeah.
If you're watching archived on YouTube, hello as well. And if you're just listening to the audio of this, be aware that there is a video version out there, but you are probably not missing much. We're just talking into the camera. So check the link for the YouTube archive of the live broadcast. And hello, if you're in chat, please comment on our discussion or say hi and stuff when yeah, okay, good. Making sure we're going here. So when we get to a topic that you have some thoughts on. So, but other than that, basically just a normal podcast here, but we will be taking the live commenters questions as we go. So let's get into Scent of a Hoodie and Rest in Pudding, these first two episodes of Star vs. Force of Evil, day one that we've gotten here. We'll go through them individually, but Delaney, what are your overall thoughts on these two episodes?
So, Scent of Hoodie was a little odd. I don't know. I just felt really like thrown into it. Like I didn't watch like the end of Battle for Muti, so I was like, "What's going on? Like, why is he leaving right now? What?" The cloak was cool. It was really cute. You know, it's like, oh, hoodie relatable. Me and my girlfriend trade hoodies, so obviously Starco's real. It was like really nasty. Like it's like, please wash it. Like it's also I just really loved the concept of the Night of the Wash. Like that was great. I loved that. Like he was a quality side character. Like I think he worked really well. I really enjoyed Rest in Pudding, which is shocking, I know, because it's a Glossaryck episode, and Dylan and I hate Glossaryck with like a burning, fiery passion. But I actually really liked the episode. It was nice seeing Star kind of struggle with this in this like interesting way. It's kind of like dealing with death, but then also not because it's Glossaryck, and then also like dealing with issues with Glossaryck. So overall, I thought they were both really good. I guess I wasn't as impressed with Scent of Hoodie. Like it wasn't as. It's just not what I was anticipating.
Oh, okay. Delaney likes the Glossaryck episode and does not like the Starco episode.
Oh, I didn't say I did like it. Okay, like okay, fake news over there. Like immediately twisting what I said.
That's what I heard. Okay.
Fake news. Just because
okay,
Dylan's gonna nail Starco.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I'll get into the Starco here. But okay, as Delaney mentioned, Delaney and I previously on this podcast not been very happy with Glossaryck. We have two. I don't know if I've heard April's take on Glossaryck, and Sam caught up on the show recently, so we'll see if we have Glossaryck fans in the audience.
Hot takes.
Yeah, Sam, overall thoughts on these two episodes?
Scent of a Hoodie I thought was really good. Definitely one of the better episodes of anything I've watched in a while. I don't know, it's just something that you could tell somebody pulled from their own life. You know, having this article of clothing or whatever that reminds you of a loved one so much that it just starts to really reek. I love that. It was great. Very sentimental. The Rest in Pudding, while I love the title, I don't really like Glossaryck that much. I think it's kind of annoying. And this whole thing, apart from like the whole Janet thing, it's like, whatever. Just write it off.
Oh, write it off with this. Okay,
yeah, write it off.
Harsh words. Okay. So already some contrasting opinions there. April, what are your thoughts on these two episodes, and thumbs up or thumbs down on Glossaryck?
I've not ever been the biggest Glossaryck fan, so that's not a hot take. I think I've mentioned it before, but I can't remember. But Scent of a Hoodie felt very like real life, like in terms of like, I guess kind of like going through a breakup. So Star was all emotional and she was attached to this hoodie for no reason, even though it was disgusting. And I thought it was a very nice Ponyhead episode because she was the voice of reason, which she never is. but it went really quick for me, and I don't know, like I was watching it and it was like over like that, and I was like, okay, I guess. And then Rest in Pudding was very creepy, and so I enjoyed that sense of it because Glossaryck has always creeped me out, and I was like, of course he's haunting her. Like, it makes sense for me that he would come back in the most haunting way possible. So I thought that was I guess a fitting revival of him. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely seems like a fitting episode for Glossaryck, even if there's apparently zero Glossaryck fans on the panel. But yeah, well, unfortunate, but I don't know. But there's definitely fans of Glossaryck out there. But we can regardless get into
yeah, people just love his dead-eyed blue look. It's great.
You don't like the aesthetic of Glossaryck, Sam?
No, he's creepy. He looks like he's gonna kill me.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the point. Okay. Yeah, I think no surprise my takes on these episodes. I'm a really big fan of Scent of a Hoodie. I'm surprised Sam's in love with that episode. That's interesting.
What? Really? You don't think that I appreciate the whole pantheon of emotions and the nuances of which there are?
That's a very broad statement. I don't know how to respond to that, but
that was very profound. Sam.
Yeah. I really like Scent of a Hoodie. You know, you can take or leave the Night of the Wash stuff, the Lava Bow. But I think that episode's really well put together. I love Star in that episode, and it's a huge Starco episode, so of course that it's fabulous.
Starco forever.
Yeah, Starco.
Starco forever.
We're gonna get all our Starco in here because there might not be a ton of it coming up this week with Star. So we got to get it in now. And I think Rest in Pudding. It's not like a super appealing episode conceptually to me. I was rooting for Glossaryck to be gone, but he came back, and we'll discuss the ramifications of that. Yeah. But I thought that was a really well put together episode. So I've seen a lot of praise for it, and I totally understand it. It's like a really good horror type episode. Just is very creepy, suspenseful. Yeah. I thought
Halloween was last week.
Yeah, that could have been Disney's Halloween episode. They didn't care them. Yeah, I thought that I thought it was a really well made episode, and it was both of these episodes are very good. I think probably it just like objectively based on how well put together they are, Rest in Pudding is like the better episode. But for me, Scent of a Hoodie is really it was just more appealing for what I'm looking for from Star, I would say. Which is Starco and not Glossaryck, basically. So, okay. I don't know. We can jump around here between the two. I want to talk about like a headline from the two episodes, and I think the biggest thing is that Glossaryck is back at the end of Rest in Pudding. We talked about during Battle for Muni. Is he alive? What is he trapped somewhere? We know Glossaryck is like this immortal, all powerful kind of deity, so it seemed unlikely that he was gone forever, and I think that pays out here, and he does come back at the end after haunting Star, except potentially in a different form. He says Globcore when he comes back, and does not seem like Glossaryck himself. So Delaney, what's your read on what's going on here with Glossaryck at the end?
I don't know. I mean, he could just be messing with him, like his Glossaryck. He's a punk. Like, he also could just be saying some like weird message from like the grave. Like, who knows? I really hope it's not like this weird like, well, we have to teach Glossaryck how to be Glossaryck again, because I hate that. It's like the most annoying trope plot ever. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really know what to take from it right now, other than I don't want that. I mean, I'm kind of glad he's back, just for like Star will feel better about it. Because, granted, it was nice to have like that really emotional like goodbye, and she finally she kind of came to peace with what happened to Glossaryck. I guess we have to do something about the spell book. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Star seemed happy about it, so that was good.
That's what matters.
April, any immediate Glossaryck theories here?
I wouldn't put past Glossaryck to be like, haha, this is a joke. I was just teaching you a lesson, Star, like, kind of thing. And he hasn't been dead this entire time. But I agree that I don't like the whole trope of like, oh, he's dead and we have to teach him to be himself again. Like, I think that would be lame, and just there are better things that you could do with, I guess, this abnormal character. So hopefully I don't know, everything gets back to normal soon. That's what I want.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is we might actually be doing like a reborn Glossaryck, like he's intelligence of like a baby, like actual like baby form of Glossaryck at the end. That seems like something we would do here. That'd be an interesting reset for his character, although I doubt he'd stay that way for long, considering we've learned from like the supplemental book he created the High Commission. He seems to be the most powerful being that we know of in the Star Universe. I'm skeptical that he would just give up his current form without choosing to do so, despite, being sent to wherever he was last episode. Sam, thumbs up, thumbs down, baby Glossaryck.
Thumbs down. I don't want to see that tired old trope brought out again, as with everybody else. I'm over it. I'm over with Glossaryck. Why couldn't he just stay dead? I mean, he was fun and all for like 5 seconds, but now he's just like, oh, I'm Glossaryck.
Yeah. Trying to follow the chat as we go on our live chat. It's a challenge, but I think Katrin says it's a good Glossaryck episode because he didn't talk. I
got 2 words at the
end.
Static Announcement has a really good theory here, which is that Glossaryck is tied. Something I think I underreport on this podcast, which is Glossaryck is inherently tied to the spell book, and the spell book's gone, so that's probably why he's been reduced to this baby form. Static Announcements always says maybe Star writing her own spell book, as we learned in previous episodes, might build back up Glossaryck. I think that's a potential direction that we could go here.
Is he gonna have like a fun and bubbly personality too?
I'd like that. Like
is he gonna be an actual character? Like that's cool.
Well, he's definitely an actual
Lisa
character.
Frank Glossaryck. That's what I'm imagining.
There you go.
Rainbows.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I do think the show really hits on this Glossaryck being tied to the spellbook thing. So I think that's probably what's going on here. Although I don't really, I still just always never understand that, just because of I think the knowledge that Glossaryck created the High Commission just ruins like our understanding of how that character works. It's just too powerful. I think he can just make another spellbook. Like why can't he do that?
He just throws it up, like, here we go.
Yeah, he just throws up the old spell book, and it's just there again. He's like, oh hey, I brought this with me. Huh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see where we go with Glossaryck. What did we think of the big scene with Glossaryck or Star trying to revive Glossaryck in the sanctuary with the wellspring at the end? I thought that was really well done, really well animated, very emotional from Star.
I loved it because of like the emotional, like Star feeling things. I'm always here for that. Mm-hmm. And it was just nice, Star has grown so much, and that scene was really just kind of one of those moments, like the culmination of everything Star has learned, and like coming to terms with how she feels about Glossaryck, and like I think it's kind of an important part of her character, because it's her realizing that like Glossaryck's been leading her to make these decisions, because Star really is like this supremely powerful being. So that was pretty, I really enjoyed it, and it was very beautifully animated, and I thought, to me, that's why I really enjoyed that episode. Just that part really just sold it for me, other than also we had Moon in it, which is the best ever, when she's there. So in the episode, obviously she wasn't in the sanctuary, but
yeah, Moon in both eps briefly. But yeah, April, fan of that scene at the end?
I liked it. I thought it was very nice. It was interesting though, because I'm not sure if Star necessarily knew what she was doing by burying him inside the magic well springs. So especially because she's so surprised at the end that he's back, and it's well, how did you revive the High Commission? Did you not do the same process or something similar? So I just thought that was kind of interesting, but I thought it was pretty. I thought it was nicely animated, so I was on board with it.
Yeah. I thought both episodes were really impeccably animated. I think, especially the show just always seems really well put together. And I think it's really stepped up its production values this season, end of last season. Okay. Rest in Pudding. I think probably the main thing is Glossaryck haunting Star and Star seeing Glossaryck everywhere. Sam, were you feeling the horror elements to this episode? And do you think Star? I don't know. I assume the result is that Star was not just being paranoid; it was actually Glossaryck haunting her here.
I don't know. I think it would have been more interesting if she was just paranoid and she was just seeing things out of like her guilt and out of like all the other stuff happening. As for like the horror elements, I thought it was pretty successful. There were also like, a couple Stephen King shout outs out there. There's one to It and there was one to Pet Cemetery. Love that one. It's one of my faves. Yeah.
Yeah. Delaney, what do you think of the horror elements here?
I really liked it, especially considering I'm not usually a big fan of those kinds of elements. Like, I was really feeling it. Like, I thought it was like, one, it was funny because it was Glossaryck. And then also, I know it ended up being, like, I was kind of hoping it wasn't real. Like, it would have been, like, all in her head, kind of like what Sam was saying. But, as, like, we're 2 days removed from an anniversary of someone who passed away who was very close to me. And it was also a very traumatic death, which isn't kind of in the case of Star. So I was kind of very emotionally attached to this episode. Like, it was kind of like, it was very interesting, like, to watch it unfold on screen, and like, and of course, in like a fantasy element show, but also dealing with these very much like it kind of seems silly the way Moon was talking to her about it, but I really liked, Moon talking to her, and then Star like having these, like, she's seeing Glossaryck everywhere, and then she tries to like she says the thing, whatever, like that's this dumb little thing her mom showed her, but she's really trying to like make it work. And I don't know, that just really like got to me. Like, I really enjoyed that a lot. Like, I thought it was really well done. Like, it wasn't like stupid. Like, you could really feel Star's fear, even though it was ridiculous that it was Glossaryck. And then calling Jana was probably like the best part of the whole episode, was like the phone calls to Jana. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like, I thought they were well animated and like well executed.
Yeah, that's a great point of perspective, that it was like the emotions that they're hitting on and like the experiences are relatable. That's good. The Baloo stuff from Moon. I thought that was really sweet, how that was like Star was like genuinely using that in the episode, and how that played into her when she was haunted and stuff. April, what do you think of Star's reactions to all of this Glossaryck stuff? And do you think any element was in her head, or do you think it was all supposed to be real? April?
Sorry. Oh, sorry. You cut out whenever you said my name. Sorry. I don't know. I want to say like part of it was like in her head, but part of it was also real, because she kind of had that experience at the end of Battle for Muni with Glossaryck. And so it would not be unbelievable for her to have taken away from, I guess, that sort of like near death, if she was dead. And I know we've debated whether or not she actually died in that kind of thing, but that was kind of like my impression, is like, oh, she sort of carried over that piece of Glossaryck with her whenever she came back. So I liked the whole haunting thing. I enjoyed it. I was a little bit confused by it, because I thought it was only reflective surfaces, and then it sort of switched over to like the clouds, and I was like, clouds aren't reflective. That doesn't make sense. But that was good.
Clouds aren't reflective. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I think
like the lamp.
Yeah, I think Star comments that at the end. Yeah, like how it gets increasingly ridiculous.
She's like, who turns into clouds? That's stupid.
Yeah, that was dumb.
But when I was a kid, I used to be afraid of the clouds.
So you felt that, okay.
But I loved her calling Jana, just because I love Jana in the first place. And she's like, Jana, you're an expert on this. Help me. And like Jana's like just whipping out this book while eating a burrito. And she's like, oh, you're being haunted. Okay, yeah, you need to bury it. And then like she comes back and she has a taco and she's in the same place. Like, who just carries all that stuff around with them? Jana does. So I thought that was very sort of comedic, like in the end.
Yeah. Jana as Star's supernatural consultant.
MVP of the episode, Jana.
Right?
Yeah, she was great. She was like eating a burrito at first, then she was eating a taco, and
like, stop eating.
It's hanging out. Hanging out like outdoors with these candles and like all of her like spiritual stuff. Like, what an icon, really.
Honestly, an icon. Like,
and then she's
like brushing like the troll hair,
or Jackie.
She brushed, and then she's brushing the troll hair and stuff like
Nobody.
Yeah, and then we cut to the wide shot that Marco and Jackie are there the whole time. And Marco's like, "Why do you even hang out with Jano?" I thought Jano was great here. Jackie sighting. Fans are very excited after she hadn't been on the show in a while, and she does not get a speaking line. So
wow, a while. Like she was just gonna come to Muni and just hang out. Like of course she hasn't been on the show in a while. God.
Yeah, don't tell
You
that
gotta go skateboard, guys. Like she's got
Yeah, don't tell it to the Jerko fans. But Marco and Jano were there together. Or Marco and Jackie dating? Right? They were just sitting there together, hanging out.
I guess so.
I mean, weren't they going steady last time we checked?
Did they break up? I'm confused.
I don't remember the finale if they did or not. But I think they're together.
I don't think they broke up.
They seem together in this episode. Yeah.
She had a heart on her skateboard. If that's any indication.
Yeah.
No, that's the new Mabel sweater.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing much Jackie when we're in Muni, but it was nice to get have an appearance there for her. But yeah, everyone loved Jana in this episode, definitely. Alex in the chat said, "Do you think that Star's emotional climax was lessened by Glossaryck showing up at the end, annulling the letting go message?" Yes, agree.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think like ultimately, though she's happy about it, and I want my child to be happy, so I'm not too mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was very fast. It wasn't like a large amount of material was negated, but it felt very reminiscent, I won't spoil here, of a recent Voltron Legendary Defender moment when one character thinks another character is dead, and then it turns out they're alive. It was, you always risk losing your emotional weight when you do a reverse like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was still successful regardless, but I do think it was it was an emotional scene. Static Announcement says, "You guys just can't wait for Jackie to leave forever." No, I like Jackie. We like Jackie here. Come on.
I like Jackie. She just needs a girlfriend. That's all.
Yeah.
We just don't like Jackie
Jenna and Jackie date.
Yeah, I think most people.
I'm with Sam.
I think the most popular Star one is Jana and Star.
Yeah, but like
my girlfriend's like convinced Jackie's gay. Like she started watching it and she's like, Jackie's gay. She's gay. And then she got really mad at me. She's like, you didn't tell me there was a new Star episode, so I'm kind of in trouble right now.
Okay. That's a good thing to be in trouble about that. But
she was like, oh, you didn't tell me.
Yeah. So we had the Jackie parents. I think it is possible we'll see Marco and Jackie on Earth now if Star is hanging out with another character and starting and then tomorrow. So I wonder if that'll be coming into play. Anyway, I think that's good on Rest in Pudding. Let's get into Scent of a Hoodie, which the big thing is the duel. So you had just the entire plot being based around Star wanting to keep Marco's hoodie and just like smelling it, and obviously fits with Star's feelings presented for Marco in the show. But then at the end, we see Marco also saying when he retrieves the hoodie back, kind of smells like Star. Delaney, Starco, it's happening.
Obviously, Starco's happening. Oh my god! Like, first of all, like they couldn't leave each other anyway. Like that was like a 10 minutes, and even her parents were like, "Oh, y'all are cute. Oh, look at them. They can't. They were the literal embodiment of being in person and not hanging up the phone. Like that's what that was. Like that's what that whole scene was not hanging up the phone. You hang up. Exactly. You hang up.
No,
that was
you
super
hang
cute.
up.
Also, there is no platonic, oh, this shirt smells like you. No.
Yeah, I've heard some people were trying to read the Marco smelling as platonic. What do you guys think?
I mean, obviously in this context it isn't platonic, but I think that smelling things and having sentimental feelings about it can be a platonic feeling.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's like, oh, this like my grandmother's house smells like cookies. Like that's very different. But like wearing I'm not.
Yeah, but
what
if like you have a friend who like smells a certain way, and then you catch that smell on a random day, and you're like, oh, I miss that person.
Well, I mean that's fair. I don't know. I just like but it's like it's an article of clothing, and you're like wearing it. Like,
yeah.
I just feel like that's very romantic, and like That's like a thing. Like trade clothes.
In media, this is definitely a like the trope of the female borrowing like the hoodie from the male and then like wearing it and liking it, smelling like the boyfriend, like that. This is very much like a media tropey thing. Reminds me of Sam of the bubbling in that was Sky Witch episode.
Yeah, Sky Witch.
Yeah, and also people try and read that as platonic. So
well, obviously that's not platonic. I'm not talking like oh, I keep my best friend's like her favorite T-shirt or whatever, and I smell it, but she's just my best friend. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about sometimes the sense of smell. I think is the sentimental sense.
I agree with you. Like obviously, again,
that's a fair point. I think in the context of media, that it works differently.
But you know what? The media is trying to make smell a whole like romantic thing, and we just need to stop buying that, kids.
Okay.
Not in this instance.
Stop making smell romantic.
PSA from Sam.
Yeah, Sam's PSA on smell. Yeah.
But in this instance, it is romantic. So let's just forget what I said about that. But in general, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't buy it. Hashtag Starco.
So I think this is a big moment, obviously, in the context of Starco, because we know Star has told Marco about her feelings, and Marco, I'd previously been under the impression that Marco had feelings for Star earlier on in the series, but that's not really been a thing recently. And this would definitely indicate he has some sort of romantic feelings also for Star.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Like he's like, yes, I miss you. I have this hoodie.
Yeah.
I love Star. Breaks up with Jackie. Hashtag Starco.
Oh, wow. Delaney scripted the next 2 episodes. I like it. Okay.
I did. That's what happened.
April. Marco, going to realize he likes Star soon? Is that what's happening?
Oh, of course. He has to. He's going to go so long without her while she's in Muni that he will obviously be like, oh my gosh, I liked her all along. I need her back in my life. Let me get my scissors. And then that's how it's going to go.
Snip, snip.
Snip, snip. Snip, snip my way to your heart.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, no. Related to that, they both have interdimensional scissors. They're acting like this goodbye is a big deal.
I don't understand why they're being so dramatic about it. Like you can literally visit every 5 minutes. Like I don't get it. Like they can also call each other. Like Star just calls Jana. Why don't you just call and talk to Marco all the time?
Exactly. Like it doesn't have to be this big. Like we're never gonna see each other again. When you have his phone number. And
like I don't understand why he left. I was like, why do you have to go home? I don't understand. Like I'm really
why can't he come visit on weekends? Like what? Come on
exactly.
Now.
Like what's the deal? It's the summer. They don't have to do anything.
Yeah, it's still summertime.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
You don't have homework?
I'd argue that they're like, even despite being on different dimensions, even closer than if they were just in like separate houses on Earth, because they can just like portal right to the other one. So yeah, I don't know why
like,
this is
legit. Like you can just be like, hey.
Yeah.
Time and distance have no meaning if you have interdimensional scissors. So like,
why are we making a deal out of it?
Exactly.
So
the usual distance tropes don't apply here.
Yeah. So they should visit that. So no excuses, Marco, for not visiting Star in the this week of episodes. I'm worried about that. But I think the point though is that this episode is meant to address Star and Marco. I guess they have to I guess if we're separating them, but we still have unresolved from the season 2 finale. Like we went through this whole battle from Uni thing, and we still have not addressed Star's confession to Marco. And I think that this is like putting like a stopgap in this. And this is what this episode is really meant to do is for that address that specific plot line. I'm not super satisfied tracking that plot line as this is resolution, but I understand that they both wouldn't immediately jump to address it. I feel like this is maybe a realistic thing to have happen.
Honestly, it reminds me of back in the day with Avatar: The Last Airbender with
I knew it. I knew what was coming.
With Katara and how they kissed at the invasion, and then they didn't talk about it for 8 episodes, and then they talked about it.
Are we at the invasion part of the show? I don't know. This seems early.
Well, they just had a big old battle, and stuff happened, and I don't know, dude. Stuff happens.
Star has to rebuild her world. She has to rebuild Muni.
Yeah.
Does she have to though? I mean,
that's kind of what she talked about.
I'm really confused to how that sort of got set up, because she's like, I have to rebuild my kingdom, and I'm like, but you're not queen yet. No offense.
Question mark.
That doesn't mean she can't help.
Well, yeah, and I get wanting to be a part of it, but I mean, she could pop in on weekends.
She has to be there long enough for Eclipse to come out and start some nonsense. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's possible I'm just not remembering the end of Battle for Muni as well, but I don't think this episode does a good job of addressing why Star is staying in Muni.
Right, no, I agree. Which, I mean, I watched like the end of granted, I watched like the last 3 minutes, but I'm still also like, what? I don't understand. Like, why do you gotta stay? Like, I don't get it.
Just cause.
Alex in the chat says, yeah, that's the real reason they're separating is because of their awkwardness, which I agree. They might just not be too eager to, like, even if they could figure out a way for both of them to be on Earth or Muni, they might just not feel like dealing with their, the latent awkward feelings and stuff like that. So I think that makes sense.
They all did have like a near-death experience, and I too would want to be like, Mom, I'm gonna climb in your lap and stay here for a while. Like,
I want nothing to do with the boy that I like. Like.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna Mom, hold me.
Yeah, I guess there's potentially an explanation of Star is just like safer on Muni for now with potentially Eclipse looming, but we don't really get that in this episode. We just get
right. Well, because as far as Moon knows, everything's fine because she went and checked, and everything is not fine.
Yeah. So yeah, we have that to look forward to. We've seen actual Eclipse in some of these promos, so that's coming soon. Actual real life person.
Seen any promos.
Okay, well.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Eclipses in the event after the team that she's breaking out. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Other elements of Scent of a Hoodie. So we talked about Lavabo, the Knight of the Wash, with the crazy amalgamation of accents. Thumbs up on Lavabo, Delaney?
Yes, I enjoyed him. Like, he was a fun character. Like, he was just an absurd idea. He's like so we have this knight, which I appreciate because we're in Muni, and then it's like he's like we're just really dedicated to washing clothes. I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed this Inigo Montoya about doing laundry. Like, that was quality. I enjoyed him. And then also at the end, you thought I was going to kill you? He was like, is that not what's happening here? Like, that was really funny. Like, I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, I think that sequence with the "you thought I was going to kill you" sells that character. I think previous to that, yeah, that's a really funny exchange. Previous to that, I don't know if he popped that much to me. April, what do you think of Lavabo?
I enjoyed him. His accent was really weird and interesting, and I liked the way that he pronounced certain words, like Hoodie. So I enjoyed that, but I liked that he's a character who has a lot of honor, and I like that he is the Knight of the Wash because you need to be knighted for everything, I guess, in Uni. So I enjoyed him. He was a fun little fun guy.
Marco, Knight of the Hoodie.
Marco, Knight of the Hoodie. Yes.
Yeah, it's a weird take on the Muni craziness, royalty nonsense that I don't think has been super well shown on the show. That's the type of thing that would happen in this kingdom. But it makes sense with the zaniness, I guess. Of
somebody's got to do all the laundry.
Yeah, but does it have to be a knight?
Expect the monarchy to do the laundry by themselves.
It's a very honorable.
Expect the queen to do laundry,
Also, the sequence, what I really enjoyed was the sequence. This whole, this ridiculously, large, cavernous, laundry place. That's what I really liked about it, was, running through all the laundry stuff. All the different rooms. And, you have, the giant, typically what you see in, sewers, in, all the water. But no, in the middle is just, the laundry. The washers right there. I enjoyed that. I think that's the part that I really liked, was, the scenery.
It was an interesting setting for the climax of this episode. Interesting choice. Sam, like Lavabo?
I love him. I need a laundry night in my life to do my laundry, but you don't see me having that. So kudos to whoever wrote him in for coming up with that.
Yeah, interesting concept. Creative concept for sure. Katrin in the chat says, if I was Star, I wouldn't want to be around the guy who I like who has a GF. Star's a very relatable 14-year-old to me.
That's fair.
Me too.
That is relatable. Agree.
Yeah, we're also by the way, we're 10 seconds behind in, so we're not going to see the chat messages right away. But Alex says Hoodie chase scene was the highlight. Interesting sequence.
Agree. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, but I think this exchange is the highlight for me. Yeah, as Delaney mentioned. Wait, what? You thought I was going to kill you over a hoodie? Is that not what's going on here? No, I was going to maybe turn you into a duck or boop you in the nose real hard.
I booped you in the nose real hard. That was really good.
I like the turn you into a duck because of all the animals.
Yeah. Other thing, I think the big element of the episode we haven't mentioned is Ponyhead.
She's back.
Yay.
Episode. Yeah, she's here and she had her hair done. So
That's
her
why
hair
she couldn't
did.
make it for the Battle for Uni.
That was pretty funny. Like you called and I had to get my hair done. Like that was really good. Like I enjoyed that a lot.
yeah, she says I rushed over here as soon as my hair was done. You know I need to do that. So
That was pretty funny.
Delaney, I liked that you like the weird body, the non-traditional body figure gags, especially with Ponyhead. I like her hair just being different. I feel like that was a nice visual gag.
It was very good. Like it was just like, because like she has a mane, that's it. But then no, she suddenly had luscious locks. So then no, I love like character design gags. Those are like my favorite. And
Yeah,
Ponyhead is just full of them, which is why I love Ponyhead.
Yeah, a lot with Ponyhead. Like Ponyhead in this episode, Delaney?
Yeah, no, I liked her. She was, she shockingly was the voice of reason, which I know we were talking about in the Discord. It was like, I lurk in the Discord and I saw this conversation about like, it's because she doesn't like Marcos. So that's why she was all of a sudden being logical. But then the best part of the episode was when Lavabo was like, he kept going on like, you must follow the rules all of the time forever, and she's like, hold up. Like, my favorite was slow down or like whatever she said, and then afterwards she got really mad. She was like, and she immediately changed her mind. That was the best. I think that was an A+ Ponyhead character moment, was her going, did you just tell, are you telling my friend what to do forever? Like that was so funny.
Yeah. Lavabo says order and rules are always to be followed without fail, and Ponyhead says, okay, calm down though. And then
that was really good. That was quality.
Yeah, I love the line read on okay, calm down though. Did you tell my friend what to do forever? And then later, I'm aware of my actions and hope that we can move on and grow like the beautiful princesses we are.
That was my favorite line.
She was just like peak Ponyhead. It was so good.
Yeah, April, like Ponyhead in this episode?
I loved Ponyhead in this episode, which is strange for me because she's another one of those characters who just sort of grates on me after a while. But as the voice of reason, I appreciated her, and I loved the, her getting mad because you can't tell her friend what to do. And then she had some of like the best lines of this episode too. Like, Earth Turd scent is in your heart. Like, whatever. And I was like, what? Like, he's not Marco anymore? He's back to being Earth Turd? Downgrade.
Yeah, Ponyhead's moral of the episode is, what we have learned is like, Earth Turd scent is like in your heart or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We should have Ponyhead summarizing the morals of all our episodes. I think that's a good call. Sam, not a Ponyhead fan.
No, not really. She's getting on my nerves a lot.
Was this a good episode though for her?
Guess I don't know. I was too focused on like how grating and how just unhappy she was making me. I was like, Ponyhead's kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's.
But I can relate to her in some ways. Like, don't tell me what to do. Like, that's a very Sam emotion and Sam feeling.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of Sam there. I don't know.
Exactly, and I don't like myself, so why would I like Ponyhead?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think all relatable TM from Sam there. But it's. I'm a big Ponyhead fan. Alex in the chat says first good Ponyhead episode in a while. Not a Ponyhead fan. I'm a big Ponyhead fan. She's like top 5 character for me. I think she's good in every episode, especially here though. I really liked all the lines that we discussed here.
You would like Ponyhead.
Yeah, I mean all of Jenny Slate's characters are A+. So I think that's good.
I love Jenny Slate. Just Ponyhead, just annoying.
No, she's great. She's fabulous. And we're gonna meet Ponyhead's family soon. I think it's next
Oh
week.
my god!
Yeah.
We're just
Spoilers! What the heck, Dylan?
No, Delaney, Delaney, you just forgot. We discussed this because it was in the book. We talked about this before.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay,
They put it in the book ahead of time. But this has been a known thing. Andrew in the chat says, also Stars, I'm going to my room sequence was good. Yeah, this was my favorite part of the episode.
It can be wherever I want it to be, Dad. That was so good.
Yeah, Star says, my room is wherever I want it to be, Dad. And then my favorite line read, maybe one of my favorite lines of the year is the sad sparkle glitter bomb expands. Like, It was.
I know.
So tragic. And she just like flops on her bed. It was so sad.
Yeah, he didn't share his delivery of that. I was in love with that sequence. Yeah, I think there's just so many good lines in this episode. I think we talked about all the ones I have specifically noted. Oh, Marco's cape in the beginning. We learned
I was so unsatisfied with that. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted it to be a big, huge thing, and it was literally just like, "Oh, hey, here's a cape, enjoy." And I was like, "What?"
He only
That's
switched
Like,
it once. Like, come on. I wanted more.
like, I was so unsatisfied with that. I wanted it to be a much larger thing, and then he wasn't even wearing it at the end of the episode. Like, disappointment.
I think he did wear it in the next episode, though.
Right.
Didn't he?
Yeah, he does. So Steve in the chat thinks that the end of episode 1 is after episode 2, or not Steve in the chat, but Steve, co-host Steve says it's going to be after episode 2. So we might have out of order here. I assume Marco will be wearing his hoodie for parts of the season because it is in the intro and it's not just this one episode visual gag.
Who's to say?
Yeah. It's a big moment though. Marco with the hoodie.
Maybe he'll like move on to other articles of clothing. Maybe he'll get like a bomber jacket.
He'll invest in a
Oh,
hat.
cape.
Ooh.
Yeah. Alex says it continues the tradition of capes being useless, like in Incredibles. Fair.
All right, well, these are like monarchs. These aren't superheroes.
Yeah, different concept. Yeah.
Also, capes aren't useful. They're obviously just for fashion. I did like the design of the cape though, like the M on the back, quality stuff. It's a very cute blue color,
personalized. They had that embroidered
monogram. Yeah.
Yeah, River was on it. Why is Seaman in the chat about the pony head discussion? Says pony head so much vanity reminds me of the unicorns in Gravity Falls. Yeah, kind of. I like both similar parodying traditional unicorn depictions in these two shows, I would say. A few things from Resting Pudding I forgot to talk about beforehand. By the way, I'll say I'm going to start wrapping things up. So if you have questions in chat, now is the time before we get into it. We didn't really talk about this Lekmit's funeral sequence in the beginning of Resting
Yeah, it was
Pudding.
like the whole beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so confirmed Lekmit's dead.
Rip.
Are we broken up about this?
Yes. He was my favorite character.
Was Lekmit actually your favorite character, Sam?
Yes, he was. You know he's dead.
What matters is that Romulus was in this episode. That's what matters.
Romulus was very upset. Yeah,
like I love him talking to Star. What's Sam?
They served cans at the funeral.
That was his favorite food.
That was great. And Star trying to eat it was great.
Yeah, the full funeral sequence was just goat jokes, which was a lot of buying and and then the serving the cans. So
also, what was up with Star dressed like a peasant in that sequence? Like
her mourning clothes,
I guess. But like,
that was her funeral attire. I thought that was a great design for her. That black dress on her.
I thought she looked really cute, but I was just like, you look so unregal in that outfit.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the intent. I think it was just supposed to kind of be traditional mourning clothes. But yeah, I guess it was less. I guess considering the ostentatiousness of the Muni royalty, that's true. So yeah, I really enjoyed the whole thing, and and burying a big plot thing here is that the High Commission is indeed back. We saw them being in the process of being revived in Battle for Muni, so they are here.
Except for what's his face, my favorite character.
Except for Lekmit, Sam. I don't believe you if you just forgot his name. But
obviously,
his name literally 30 seconds after saying it.
Jesus. Yeah, you should be able to tell when I'm joking.
The best line in this episode.
I think that was a believable one because he could have been. Like,
he's just really broken up about his death, you guys.
It's always sad when goat healers, whatever, die.
Alex says it's just her normal dress, but black color. I don't know about that. We'll need to fact check that.
I don't think so. I'm gonna fact check
you,
Alex.
All her dresses have like a similar cut.
I don't think it matters that much the way. It's just
yes, it does.
And she had her hair done, and she had a whole look. Okay, I think we have everything here that I wanted to get to. We had the resistance in the beginning of the previous episode. Yeah, we didn't talk about like the shuffle that Marco and Star do when they're leaving, like the hug and like the Yeah,
The awkward
Sam,
dance.
you didn't like the shuffle.
It made me feel awful and weird, and
Yeah, I think
like,
that was the intent.
Again.
Intense secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
I'm over. You know what? When I was younger, what I used to do when I was watching TV, if I had a feeling that secondhand embarrassment was about to happen, I would change the channel.
Me too. I would like leave. Like I'd have to leave.
Yeah.
I'd leave the room.
These days, I just like skip further past like whatever thing I'm watching, so that I can just avoid that. But
yeah,
like,
okay. But it was Starco though, so it was
Relatable.
great. There you go.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Just
Just because
it was
it's a good
Starco.
ship doesn't mean that awkward secondhand embarrassment is good.
I like them like dancing, like when they were like making fun of each other. That was pretty good.
Yeah, the whole I thought the sequence is great, and they hug, and it's wonderful. Okay, so there you go. The other only thing was Star like remembering various things from earlier in the show and smelling Marco's hoodie.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It's like a smell-o-vision clip show.
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision.
interesting take.
Scratch
Okay, let's
and sniff cards. Yes.
let's smell it. Let's wrap up here. Delaney, final thoughts on these 2 episodes.
I really, really, really enjoyed Rest and Pudding, though I did also enjoy, after our discussion, I do think I like Scent of Hoodie more than I did after watching.
Yeah.
Because remembering all of the great lines and how cute it was, though Rest and Pudding also had some of the best lines. So they're both really good. Like I'm excited Star's back. Like I'm just glad to be watching Star, and watching these 2 episodes, I'm just like, yes, Star's back. This is why I like to watch Star. And my girlfriend's mad at me because she's like, we like this show. Why didn't you tell me Star's back?
Well, Delaney, we have 7 more days of new Star episodes, so plenty coming.
We're gonna die.
We're gonna die.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you forgot all the great pony head. That's the tipping point, I think.
That's what it was. The pony head was quality.
Yeah. Really, pro pony head. Let us know if you're pro or anti pony head in the comments. That's what I
used to be anti pony head. Now I'm very pro pony head.
I think top 5 character. I think so. Anyway, Sam, final thoughts on these 2 episodes.
Well, as I said earlier, I really like Scent of a Hoodie. It definitely harkens back to things I find to be emotionally relatable. Rest and Pudding, again, like upon further discussion, like it does have its values. However, I'm still just not really on board, and especially where it might propel the plot from here. As far as Glossaryck, I'm not really excited about where that might go. I am excited about potential Starco in the future and all the shipping, blah blah blah. It's like I'm a kid again, really.
Yeah, I think that's a very general good point about Star. It really elicits a lot of the kind of 14, 15-year-old watching Avatar that we had energy that I really don't feel anymore with like being excited about Katara and Aang. Like,
not that I need that back in my life because I'm 23 years old and I'm not like fighting on the forums about shipping anymore, but you know, I can just like take all the good things and just leave all the bad things.
Yeah, now we're fighting on Tumblr about shipping, right?
Well, Tumblr is selective, and you don't have to see that.
Okay,
stuff.
yeah, that's the whole discussion. Okay, yeah, Star brings out the child in you. That's what Sam says. Okay.
I
Summary.
guess.
Yeah, there you go. April, final thoughts on these 2 episodes.
I thought it was a good start to Starvember, and I look forward to everything else that's coming, except Tom Star.
I was trying to avoid saying it.
Boo! Yes. Boo! No, Tomko, on the other hand, is much more acceptable.
Tomko, yes.
But more like bro Tomko.
Bro Tom. I hope we see Kelly. That would be nice because I like Kelly. We haven't seen her at all, but I'm looking forward to the next 7 days. It's going to be busy, but I'm ready.
Yeah, 7 non-consecutive days. We were not getting off that easy, but yeah, it's so we got Monday to Thursday this week. New Star it's up in the app in the morning and then airing on TV at 8 o'clock on Disney XD, and that's Monday to Thursday, and then Monday to Thursday of next week, concluding in a 90-minute event finale on next Thursday.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's like 4 different episodes. It's not clear, and and if we're not going to do this as a live thing again, potentially except for that 90-minute event. So we'll see about that. We'll see if we want to.
We're just trying out new things. We're experimenting. You know,
we will, but we will be recapping every night of Starvember. We hadn't previously done that, but every single for Starbury, we were not doing that. But we are going to be have a podcast up every night, audio for the rest of this week. So don't miss anything by going to overlyanimated.com or search for Overly Animated Star on iTunes. You can subscribe to our Star specific feed. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to us here. You don't need to worry about wondering when the next time we're going to go live is. If you just subscribe, I think it gives you a notification. So subscribe to not miss any of our content on YouTube. And our YouTube link is at overlyanimated.com. You can find the YouTube link there. And yep, a bunch of Star coming up. This is the busiest week in Overly Animated history. And this is only the beginning. We have 6 episodes of Steven Universe dropping on Friday. We have Miraculous Ladybug, we have Ruby, we have Mysticons, and yeah, all that's happening.
Just a lot.
Yeah, no, this is every Star and Steven, 2 of our main shows, deciding to both happen at once. With, bombs.
Of course.
It's just like they wanted you to suffer, Dylan.
They specifically were like,
we're happy. We're happy to do
animated podcast. Forget those guys.
They were like, oh, they keep complaining about when these shows are going to come back. Well, we have a surprise for them.
No, it's basically like, oh, Steven coming back. How about now?
Disney and CN and Nick all canoodling together.
Yeah,
canoodling.
No, we're happy. We're happy. Very exciting animation week, definitely. Multiple new Star and Steven Universe. So make sure you don't miss all that. Overlyanimated.com. Definitely join the discussion on Discord. We mentioned it earlier. Text chat with us at overlyanimated.com/Discord. And you can support us via Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Eric. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, and Andy. Let us know what you thought of the live video podcast. This is an experimental first attempt at live videos. We did this before for From the Spirit World, and this is on the table for future Overly Animated podcasts. But back to audio for the rest of Star Week, and we'll see you guys then. Thanks.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, thumbs up, and subscribe. Yeah, very YouTube. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.